You may have heard the saying before that money doesn't grow on trees, or the kind of little rhyme of find a penny, pick it up, all day you'll have good luck. Those types of things. I've heard them a million times before in my life. You may have heard kind of other similar rhymes or sayings that have the same meaning. Now, what I realized in my life, looking back on all these times that these types of phrases or rhymes or sayings were said, is that they're actually all based on a limited scarcity mindset. Because, especially a saying like, money doesn't grow on trees, is actually completely the opposite of the reality. Now, back at the end of 2020 and in going into 2021 for myself personally, I kind of financially woke up to the way the world works in terms of economies, monetary system, how the banks work, what fractional reserve banking is, what investments are, and all this stuff, assets, liabilities, all this area of self help. And it wasn't until the end of 2022, going into 2023, just over a year ago for me now, when I started waking up to everything else in life. And I think there are deeper roots to all these stories. I could go down hours and hours worth of rabbit holes of everything about life, philosophy, and everything. But in this video, I want to specifically talk about the difference between scarcity mindset and abundance mindset. Now, I know out of my own self awareness and kind of self reflection of looking back over the past few years, and especially this past year, that I clearly still have limiting beliefs about scarcity, even though I want to have an abundance mindset around certain things. I am just having to figure out these limiting beliefs and negative beliefs I have and kind of bring them to the surface so I'm aware of them and try and act on them, because ultimately our beliefs shape our entire reality. And however much you want to believe in, habits or beliefs or whatever it might be, spiritual or physical or science, religion, faith, whatever you want to believe in is up to you. Each to their own. Whatever you want to believe in personally is up to you. But it is just kind of it's a fact that our beliefs shape our reality. And a great quote from Alex Hormozy, the author of $100 million Offers and $100 million Leads, is that we question our beliefs except for those that we truly believe. And it's crazy to comprehend that and fully realize that, because, again, the kind of paradox in the realization of that is that we think we're going to start realizing the deeper beliefs, but there's still going to be beliefs, that we will still not latch onto until we basically have a mirror for us. We have either therapists or people that are like trauma-based therapists or whatever it might be. Although technically, it's, trauma-based therapists are just therapists. But ultimately, the origin of where abundance mindset and scarcity mindset comes from is our beliefs and the manifested beliefs we've gained and kind of, basically inherited from our parents, from our family, from our friends, and from our family and relatives ever since we've been growing up. Now, of course, someone that comes from a billionaire family will not appreciate the value of money like someone that has lived in poverty does. And, obviously they have two completely opposite mindsets when it comes to spending money and making money and how much they can earn, how much they have. A billionaire's son will go and live on the super yacht half the year and go on multi-million-dollar holidays. Whereas the other person that lives paycheck to paycheck, working a minimum wage job, has a completely opposite perspective when it comes to money. However, they both live in the same world where both facts are the same. It's just their beliefs surrounding money and wealth are completely different. Now, I've kind of seen both examples. I've not seen a very wealthy life, but I've seen a kind of middle class life. I've also seen a life on the poverty line as well, struggling, living barely paycheck to paycheck as well within my own family. I've seen that. And I've probably seen it the opposite way around to most people. Most people started out like that, and then they learnt through the mistakes their families made and grew into a more abundant, wealthy life. And it's been the opposite for me. I grew up pretty, I wouldn't say well off, but comfortably. We had a very comfortable lifestyle. And then it shifted as I basically became a teenager. Now, going back into kind of abundance and scarcity, I think it all comes down to our beliefs. And what we really want to realize is not only understand and comprehend the facts of the world. And for instance, when it comes to financial abundance, most people don't believe that there's enough money to go around. Even though every single day on the news you'll hear about printing money, you'll hear about debt, you'll hear about how the money all goes back to the top, because ultimately financial education is what separates the rich or the wealthy from poor, the poor, and it's ultimately what makes people go from living paycheck to paycheck to creating any form of wealth or financial abundance. Now, I think the biggest takeaway I want you to have in this video is that in order to change your perspective and mindsets surrounding abundance or scarcity is to start questioning your beliefs around them. So, for instance, right now, what type of job do you have? Or do you have a job? What income do you have? What is the average income of your entire family? What's your combined income? Do you have any investments in your family? Is it just pensions? Is there any, assets you have? Do you own property? Or is it landlords? Whatever it might be. Do you own businesses? Analyze your life, and you need to question the beliefs you have surrounding your current lifestyle. And something I learned from an old friend of mine is that there are two sides to every belief. So if you if your life is the way it is, but you don't want it to be that way, then you need to look at the opposite of what your life actually is, which is what you may want your life to be. And you need to question why you don't have the opposite of what you currently have, and why you maybe think that that is something you really want. Now, for instance, what I've learned about over the past 5 to 6 months now is that we believe deep down that our beliefs benefit us in some way. Otherwise, they wouldn't be our beliefs. We believe that, a negative belief, whether it's a negative belief or a limiting belief, either way, beliefs are just, they're not positive or negative. They obviously have a positive or negative effect on us and what we think we believe. But our deep-rooted, deep-seated beliefs are, as far as our survival mechanisms go, we believe that our beliefs benefit us. Therefore, we believe in whatever we don't believe benefits us, doesn't benefit us. So the way we transition from scarcity, so believing that, say, for instance, if we currently live paycheck to paycheck and we don't want to live paycheck to paycheck and we want to create wealth and we want to invest in things, create businesses, whatever it might be, then we need to change our belief about wealth and money. And for instance, the whole idea of money not growing on trees is literally, it doesn't make any sense, because one of the first things I realized is, especially when it comes to things like learning about assets and liabilities and investments, is that, okay, well, if money doesn't grow on trees, then what are orchards? What is an orchard business? They literally sell apples and they grow in the right season or in a controlled environment where they grow. So literally money grows on trees for a business that is an orchard. So but that applies to any business. If you have a product that just, especially a naturally occurring product, but whatever it might be, money literally grows on trees when it comes to an orchard. But even in the sense of money all around the world, trillions of dollars are being circulating around the economy every single day around the world. And the abundance mindset is understanding that money is always circulating forever. Money is never asleep. Your money might be asleep, but actually 90% of your money in the bank is actually still circulating, because of fractional reserve banking, the banks are only obliged to hold about 10% of your deposits. So actually, money really is never ever sleeping. So money is always circulating. So the idea of you believing that money is just still, no more money is there, everyone has the money they have and that's it, and the rich take from the poor and make themselves richer, is ultimately down to the understanding you have around money and the education you have around money. And if you believe that living paycheck to paycheck is the only way you can survive, then that's what you believe. But if you believe that all you have to do is expand your understanding and realization of the way the world works and how money is made and how money is circulating always around the world, and that money is printed out of thin air, and 98% of the money in the world is debt or some high percentage like that, and how to actually leverage skills, knowledge, and people and abilities together to be able to create value, then you can start understanding an abundance mindset. But you obviously have to change your beliefs to begin with. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. Maybe I'll end it in just a second. But ultimately, you want to focus on your beliefs, because that's where you start with any mindset of literally your entire reality. If you believe that you are poor, you have to change your beliefs around money and poverty and wealth. And normally, it is obviously to do a lot with conditioning from upbringing and many things like that. But it's just to do with our upbringing and how we perceive things based on our beliefs. So question your beliefs, because there's two sides to every belief we have. That may be a constraint for us, so we have to question that. So without too much rambling, ultimately question your beliefs and consider what is really benefiting you and what isn't benefiting you, because sometimes you may be in a survival mode or a comfort mode in your life where you believe that comfort is currently benefiting you, but actually you know, and deep down your desire is to change your life so that you can benefit yourself in a better way. So you have to change your beliefs so that you can actually have that desire that you crave so much. So yeah, ultimately, that's about it. I think it will be this long in the end, just over 11 minutes, but thanks for watching anyway. Just be sure to, you know, really question what you believe around money, around abundance of all kinds, so that you can change your life for the better and not sound so motivational and cliche. But either way, good luck with all of that, and good luck with all your endeavors. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.